Generally speaking, TV shows are pretty similar from country to country. There are typical formats like quiz shows, talk shows, or game shows, and new versions pop up over and over again with slight variations. But there is one country that has its own unique style, and that country is Japan. In Japan, TV shows are just plain crazy. Some of the TV shows from the land of the rising sun are so bizarre, they probably wouldn't even be allowed to air in any other country. Fortunately for us, we still have YouTube, and so today we're presenting you with 8 crazy Japanese TV shows that just took it way too far, man. Trust me, you don't want to miss this, so stay tuned for all this and more here at Wonderlane. Be sure to let us know in the comments which of these shows, if any, you're going to try to be a contestant on. Let's get started with number 8 in a show called Slippery Stairs. The idea behind this show is very simple. A group of contestants compete against each other in a race. The contestants have to run up a flight of stairs and then press a buzzer at the top. However, there is a small catch. The stairs are lubed up. As you might imagine, this greatly increases the chance of slipping. Basically, the entire appeal of the show is that you get to watch people fall down the stairs. And this isn't exactly harmless. Falling down the stairs, as we all know, is quite painful. And there's obviously a risk of injury here, especially with contestants dragging each other down trying to reach the top the fastest. But that seems to be exactly what makes the show so popular in Japan. At number 7, we're moving on to The Candy Show, where once again, Japanese television writers have proven themselves to be nothing short of creative geniuses. On The Candy Show, the contestants are given a selection of household items to examine. In some cases, they're even shown a completely furnished room. However, there is always one item that is actually candy. Without touching anything, the contestants have to guess which object is the edible one. And once they've decided, they have to bite into the object that they've selected. Of course, most candidates are wrong, so it happens, for example, that they bite into shoes or a picture frame, tabletop, stuff like that. However, if the candidate is right, there is a pretty sweet cash prize. Let's move on to number 6, the human Tetris game, which requires 2 particular skills, agility and fast reaction time. At the center of the game is a mobile wall. It's moving pretty fast towards the candidates, and inside of the wall there's an oddly shaped hole. The contestants must contort their bodies into the position that allows them to fit through the wall. If they manage to do it, they get to not fall into a super gross pool of what is hopefully just yellowish water. But hey, it's Japanese TV. Anything goes. Many glorious moments from the Human Tetris show have gone viral, and you may have seen the 2008 American remake of the show called Hole in the Wall. At number 5, we've got another bizarre show called Slip and Slide. As the name suggests, Slip and Slide is about who can slip and slide a certain distance. However, the contestants on Slip and Slide don't just slide across the floor or across a tarp. No, we're sliding across several dozen young women in bikinis. In order for this to work, the contestants have to get all oiled up and get a nice running start. Many of the contestants only make it a couple feet and then just chill on top of the young ladies. But you do get the occasional stud who effortlessly glides across the entire row. Moving on to number 4, we've got a show called Tour. You could say that Tour is a quiz show in a very broad sense, but in this show, the contestants don't win anything if they know the answers. Instead, they're just punished if they don't know the answers. On Tour, the contestant stands alone in a room tied to a pole. They must answer 7 questions correctly while a machine wraps them in cloth, turning them into a mummy. So if the contestant can't answer the 7 questions in time, they are completely wrapped up and then placed into a coffin. Pretty strange if you ask me, but a big hit in Japan. At number 3, we've got a show called DERO. Just like Tour, the basic idea of DERO is to punish the contestants if they can't answer questions. The contestants stand in a room on small wooden platforms. When they answer a question incorrectly, the floor drops out. Eventually, the candidates are standing over a seemingly bottomless abyss, and of course, most of the candidates do fall. No one really knows where, but so far, I guess everyone has landed safely. At number 2, we've got a show called AK Bingo. AK Bingo is the first show on this list that doesn't feature ordinary contestants, because the contestants on AK Bingo are the members of the Japanese girl group AKB48, which consists of over 100 Japanese girls. The premise of this show is that individual members of the girl group are selected randomly to endure heinous punishment. AK Bingo's fame can mainly be attributed to the episode where 2 of the young ladies had to put a glass tube in their mouths with a cockroach inside. The girls' task was to blow the cockroach away from their own mouths and into the opponent's mouth. Horrifying, yes, but once again, we tip our hats to Japanese TV writers for their astonishing creativity. Let's move on to number 1, which is basically the Japanese version of Just for Laughs. However, Just for Laughs, or any other American prank show for that matter, could not hold a candle to this. This show is known for going overboard and giving its victims actual panic attacks. A great example of this would be the infamous elevator prank. For this prank, the show's creators manipulated an elevator inside a Japanese office building and installed a trap door in the floor. As unsuspecting office workers tried to use the elevator, the floor beneath their feet was removed and they fell into the void. They were then caught by a funnel that led them down a chute, but that's not all. They also measured how far the victim slid and thus turned the whole thing into a kind of competition. So there you have it, our journey into the delightfully absurd world of Japanese television. We're only scratching the surface here though, so if you want to see a part 2 of this video, be sure to let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to let us know which show you'd want to be on. If anyone needs me, I'll be trying to figure out how one goes about becoming a contestant on Slip and Slide. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this every week, right here on Wonderlane.